Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Canada just made a move that could reshape the global economy. And Donald Trump, your president, never saw it coming. Yeah, fam, this dude is doing more damage than a little bit. I'm talking about America has been sinking and sinking and sinking to all-time lows. Yeah. So check this out. A 40-nation coalition organized by Canada has emerged to counter trade actions initiated by the Trump administration. Here are some of the key details regarding the development. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has organized this effort, which is being framed as a response to U.S. tariffs and a shift in trade policy. The alliance links the 27-nation European Union with a 12-country Indo-Pacific bloc aiming to unify supply chains and build a trading bloc covering approximately 1.5 billion people. This coalition is intended to protect participating countries from the U.S. trade aggression and to diversify trade away from reliance to the United States. The coalition involves countries from the EU and the CPTPP, Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, including Canada, Singapore, Mexico, Japan, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Australia. Here's the context, fam. These developments are taking place amid a period described by Canadian officials as a rupture in trade relations rather than a transition. So he did it again. This dude has proved time and time again he knows nothing about business. He is the epitome of faking it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. But only problem is he never makes it unless he makes it about himself. This dude is sending America to hell in a handbasket. It could be 100 years before America recovers, and it may not never recover, because for a long time, America has been that country, even with all of the chaos, with all of the slavery, with all of the murder and the mayhem. America somehow figured out a way to do the Jedi trick on the rest of the world and make it seem like America was that country of morality, the country of integrity, the country of peace, of liberation. They got away with it for a long time, but all it took was Trump to finally expose it. In his first presidency, we saw a peak of it, but he didn't go all the way because he was trying to get that second term. Second term was when he was really going to turn up. But after he got knocked off, and he came back and he got in the second time, he said, man, I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm going to bend all the rules. I'm going to break all the rules. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to. And what are they going to do about it? Nothing, because these scary ass spineless bastards was afraid to lock me up even when they got me for 34 felonies. They got me for 34 felonies, but they never gave me any time. I never had to serve a day in jail. Plus, I'm the first United States citizen, perhaps, to ever consistently defy the judge's rules of being in contempt of court and never, ever, ever actually being held in contempt of court. Imagine if it's you or I, fam, and we got that type of special treatment, and we were already crooks. What would be the incentive to change our behavior? I want you to check out something. That Canada is doing. This is also in response of Donald Trump invading Venezuela and threatening to invade Greenland and take over Canada. Canada said, hey, man, we done with all of that, man. No more playing nice. We're taking the gloves off. and we are going to fortify our country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Carney rolls out aggressive plan to build up domestic defense sector. Prime Minister Mark Carney sent a clear signal through his overtures to the domestic defense industry on Tuesday. It's time to grow. Carney announced the country's first defense industrial strategy in Montreal, a $6.6 billion plan that lays out how Ottawa wants to build out the defense industrial base and scale up small and medium-sized Canadian businesses to create anchor firms on which the military can rely. This is a defining moment, said Glen, Lynch, CEO of Volatus Aerospace, a company that produces drones for both commercial and defense purposes. His company has some 180 full-time employees across Canada, the United States, the UK, and Norway. It's one of several drone companies the Canadian Army has been in talks with as it searches for ways to integrate modern unmanned aerial systems into its operations. In short, fam, Canada is fortifying itself against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. You see, this is what every single nation in Africa should be doing. They should be fortifying themselves. In fact, every country should be doing this. I would not be the head of state anywhere. I would not be the president of any country that I could not defend. I'm going in and putting my military on deck. I believe in being able to defend yourself and your family and the people you love. If you can't defend your country, is it really your country? Because somebody else can just come in and invade and take over whenever they feel like. They come in and destroy your so-called military base, your schools. They can destroy your court systems. They can destroy your government buildings. They can destroy your water supply, your food supply, everything. And you would be at their total mercy. You can't take for granted that people will do the right thing and people will behave in a civilized manner. You got, especially when it comes to the United States, you got to look at the United States record. United States have the worst record in modern history of humanity. When it comes to humanity, oh man, it's non-existent around here. The type of things that America has been involved in, the crimes it has committed against its own people. We ain't even got to go outside. We don't even have to cross the borders. We can just look at the crimes that have been committed right here in the U.S. against its own people. It's bad, fam. But Trump, oh man, he's so proud of his so-called work he's done. Canada is like, nah, man, we about to, we're about to tighten up around here. We got to tighten up. See, Canada has taken for granted its relationship with the U.S. But Canada forgot that all of the United States enemies was once its friends. Every single country the United States has ever bombed, has ever had a problem with, has ever went to war with, was once its friend. They once considered that country a friend, an ally. So the United States is that so-called friend that will stab you in the back. If you was in the drug game, and I don't think you should be, but if you was in the drug game and the United States was your right-hand man, the United States is that dude that is going to try to rub you out to take your spot. That's the United States. The United States is that so-called friend that will go to your enemy and tell your enemy exactly what you got going on and what you're doing, and supply your enemy with the weapons to take you out. That's MO, baby. That's the MO. Donald Trump has failed at everything. Everything he's ever done in his lifetime, he's failed at. Everything. Except corruption. If I saw a clear-cut difference in one party or the other, when one was in power and the other was in power, I'm talking about a clear-cut difference in, yo, man, this is crazy. The number of black people getting killed by the police dropped 95%, 99% when Democrats got in office. Damn, you know, the amount of opportunity for black people to have buy homes increased 75% when the Democrats got in office. When the jobs, unemployment went down by 60% when the Democrats got in office. Crime went down overall. Overall, crime went down by 90% when the Republicans were in office. If I saw something like that, I could clearly say, okay, it's a clear difference. But what we're looking at, fam, is status quo. We're looking at status quo. That's what I see. I see status quo. No matter which one is in office, I'm seeing status quo. I thought for sure once Barack got in office, you got a black man, he's going to get in there and do something about this qualified immunity. He's going to really do something to change the way that these people are dogging us out and got their foot on our necks. But what we had was much of the same. It was just the questions were answered in a polite manner. That was pretty much it. I know some of y'all ain't gonna like me saying that, but I'll take my chances. What we're witnessing here, fam, is the fall of an empire. Don't say I didn't warn you. No more talk.